Welcome to the Live Courageously podcast show. I'm your host, John Duffy, and this is the 43rd Live Courageously podcast show since I started the show 1.5 years ago. And Live Courageously has been the conscious theme of my life for the last 3 years since the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. And it's been an unconscious theme for most of my life. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees all others. And the purpose of this show is to inspire people to live courageously by sharing the stories of some courageous friends with everyone. So today, it's a little different. A guest was not available, so I'm going to be going solo, and it's going to be a little bit of an update on some of the projects that I'm doing, updating on projects that I've done, just kind of giving you a catch up until next week. I have a great guest I'll be talking about later, and the week after, another guest as well lined up, and then a bunch more lined up after that. Some great shows coming up. But today, it's just going to be me, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit of what I've done. So some good stuff. You know, when I started this show a year and a half ago, I started it on an instinct. I woke up at 2 a.m. up in a condo apartment, the 50-something floor in Calgary, Canada, doing this movie Left Behind. And I just kind of woke up and I had this feeling that I needed to create this Live Courageously podcast show and bring on a lot of my courageous friends and guests to be on the show. So that's kind of what started it. And I really, when I started it, I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a goal as to how long it was going to go, what I was going to do with it. It was just, like I said, kind of like many things in my life, I go off of my instincts and my gut. And so I started Live Courageously, the podcast show. And since then, the podcast show has grown. I've done 42 podcast shows since I started it. And now I've kind of branched out with the help of my team, Melissa, English, and Kara. And we've kind of taken it from here, which has been on, the last 42 shows have been on Facebook Live every Sunday, YouTube every Sunday, and also on LinkedIn. But now we're trying to expand it, grow it, and create some new opportunities and possibilities with the show. So one of the things that we've done right here is that the show is now on Spotify. So all the previous shows that I've done, the 42 shows, you can go on to Spotify and you can listen to them, and pick and choose any ones that you would like to listen to. And then every week as I do a new show, that show will end up on Spotify as well. And that gives me an opportunity to reach people who can listen to it in their car, can listen to it in their phone, can listen to it, at their convenience, as opposed to coming and having to watch a show, which an hour-long video podcast show sometimes can be a lot in a people's busy world. So anyway, you can go to Spotify, check out the show. Just look for Live Courageously with John Duffy. And this is what you see on the screen is episode 1. But all my episodes are up there, and I will be continuing to upgrade it as each show comes on. And then the second, and then going back to the second place, you can also listen to it on Audible. So the same thing as Spotify. If you are a Audible subscriber and you listen to books on Audible while you're driving, you listen to podcast shows on Audible while you're driving, you can now check out my podcast show, and all the podcast shows that I've done are on Audible as well. So that's a step forward. And then we'll be exploring, expanding to other platforms as well, beyond Spotify and Audible, at some point iTunes, and then we'll continue to expand the outreach of the program. So check it out if you get a chance on Spotify or Audible. And then another thing that I created, once again, because of my team kind of pushing me and asking me to kind of step up on some other things that I do, I started a Substack newsletter and done 6 issues. So here you go is my Substack, so you can get that. You can subscribe to it and get it weekly. It comes out every Wednesday, and I've done 6 issues so far, and issue 7 will be coming out this Wednesday. And what the content of the Substack newsletter is very eclectic. It kind of covers a lot of the eclectic life that I live and the different parts of my life. I say the different identities that I have both in the film industry, in the motivational, transformational speaking world, in the military veteran support world as a civilian supporter of military veterans, some of the political stuff I do. So it kind of handles all that. And also my interest in life. I'm a big reader. I share some of the books. I share some of the podcast shows that I listen to. So it's a very eclectic newsletter. And I'm expanding it and developing it as I go. And once again, like this podcast show, it's been a work in progress. But if you want to check it out, you can go to Substack, look for John Duffy, Live Courageously, and subscribe, and you'll be able to read it and share it with people. So that's a little bit of some of the new developments going forward for Live Courageously. And hopefully there'll be even more as I continue to grow this and my team keeps challenging me and pushing me to do more with it. So just going backwards a little bit before I go forward, if you haven't had a chance, last Sunday, I had a great podcast show with a great friend of mine, a great brother, Greg Duncan. And it's on YouTube. You can go and watch it on YouTube if you want to watch it. You can also go to Spotify and Audible and listen to it if that's more convenient for you. And he was a senior officer in the U.S. Coast Guard. Was in the Coast Guard for many years, both active duty and reserve, a diplomat. He was running all our activity in the Caribbean for the last 3 years for the U.S. Coast Guard. Was involved in rescue missions and just a whole range of Coast Guard activity. It was a great interview, but he's also a creative guy besides being a military guy, and he's a producer, he's an actor, he's a writer. We shared some of that experience. So I recommend that you get a chance, go watch that or go listen to that show with my dear friend, Greg Duncan. And so that's a little bit, and I know some people are going to get a chance to watch this on a replay. So I'm kind of just running you through a bunch of the activities I've done. And, it's kind of funny because when I run into people in outside at different events and different activities, I went to a play the other week at the Geffen, which was veteran monologues. And I got to meet run into a lot of my friends I hadn't seen in a while from the veteran community. And, people just see a lot of what I do on Facebook and the different activities with my podcast show and my newsletter. And they're like, you're always busy, you're always active. And it's kind of funny because, I always kind of feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm kind of, I wish I could do more. I feel like I'm kind of not living up to full potential. I'm always trying to push harder. So in sharing some of this, it kind of reminds me, yeah, I guess I'm doing a little bit. I always want to do more. Let me put this up, a comment from my good brother down in Louisiana. What is Spotify? I'm not familiar with these computer things. Yeah, that comment just came from Dave Osbach, my brother, veteran, who we did the movie The Flag for his project, and he's down in Louisiana. Spotify is just a website where you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to different shows. It's online. It's free to do it. They have paid memberships too. You can listen to music. You can listen to all your music on Spotify. So it's just another way, because besides this video, watching me on video, a lot of times people don't have the time to do that. But if they're in the car, they can just put on Spotify on their phone or on their car, and they can listen to it. And the same with Audible for people who get books on Audible. So that's a little bit of explanation for that for my good brother Dave. One of the other things that I've been doing is helping another good brother of mine, Lou Simon, and he's created a thing called The League, which is this is his 3rd year, and it's basically for women softball college players. And every summer he's put together this thing to bring back their passion for playing softball, bring back their spirit of team competition, being the best they can be. And so he's put this year, I helped him. We filmed it. We got sponsors, and we brought 6 teams together, and it's going to keep going into next year as well and grow. But this was called The League. This is just a picture of us with one of the teams at one of the games. Lou is off to the left, Lou Simon. And I met Lou as a stunt coordinator on movies. He's been doing this great project with these young women and inspiring them. Here's a picture of me bringing back to my earlier roots, me actually doing some filming with the camera myself at one of the games. So, and that's the league. And then upcoming, the league's championship was over 2 weeks ago, but now the All-Stars from the league are going to be playing against the Mexican national team in a week or so. And that's a little, will be out there. He'll be filming that as well. So that was a fun experience. And it was inspiring to, talk to, interview. I interviewed a lot of the young women who play on these teams and just got a insight on how big sports is for young women and how important it is for their development, their growth, their character, and everything that goes along with it. And I just met some powerful young women who were definitely going to have a very successful life because of the lessons they learned both during the summer, but also in sports in general and softball. So that's just one of the things that I did. The other thing that's coming up, so that's behind, and coming up is something I did a few years ago, and I'm going to put that up on the screen. And it's called Miracle in East Texas, and it's as the thing on the screen says, a true American comedy for the whole family. It was directed up in Canada, in Alberta, Canada, by Kevin Sorbo, and with a bunch of great casts. John Ratzenberger was in it from Cheers. And we filmed this, I line produced it, and we filmed this up in Canada. It was my first time filming up there, my first time working with Kevin, and it was just an incredible, great experience. And here's a picture of, at the end, when we wrapped the movie, this is the whole cast and crew in front of this old train up there that we used in the movie. So it was just a great experience. So Miracle in East Texas is finally going to, because of challenges with COVID, et cetera, it's finally going to get a release in theaters. And so you can go to, and let me see if I can get up the place where you can go, Sorbo Studios. On the bottom, Sorbo Studios, you can go to sorbostudios.com/Miracle in East Texas, and you can go to their website and buy tickets. It's going to be in movie theaters throughout the country, October 28th and October 29th. So you can get a chance to check out this movie. It's a great, fun movie based on a true story of an oil guy and a con artist in the 1930s during the Great Depression. And during that time, they were conning people out of money to survive. And they ended up discovering the biggest oil find in the history of Texas and in the history of the world. And it tells that story in a fun, comedic fashion, but it has a more message behind it. So if you get a chance, we're encouraging everybody to sell out the theaters throughout the country to Miracle in East Texas. And like I said, you can go to either Sorbo Studios, Miracle in East Texas, or you can go to the company Fathom Releasing, which is releasing it, and you can buy to see if the tickets are in your state, your city, and buy tickets for yourself, buy tickets for your friends. It's a family movie. You can take young kids, you can take your grandparents, you can take everybody. You will have a great time. And I'll be doing a future show promoting this with Kevin Sorbo coming up, and I'll let you know when that's going to happen. So if you get a chance, please support this movie. It's a great family film, and you'll love it. Trust me, you'll love it. Anyway, that's one of the other things that's coming up, October 28th, October 29th, and I'll be promoting more and pushing it out there as I get a chance. Some of the other things that'll be coming that I don't have a date for, but this is another project I worked on called Follow the Science, Lockdowns Go Viral. This is a documentary series that I helped line produce the California segment of it, and it filmed elsewhere. This is some of the, and I say cast, but really people that were interviewed in it, the narrator, Clifford Duncan, Dr. Jay Badashawa, Naomi Wolf, Zuby, and a bunch of other people. And it went, and we got deep into the narrative behind what happened with COVID, what happened with the pandemic, what happened with the mandates, what was behind all that. And it's it's a documentary that will make you question, maybe make you rethink some things depending on what you have already believed or thought so far. And it was an honor to work with Hawk Jensen and the team of Sound Mind who put it together. Here is a little, and I'm gonna do something that is gonna be. This is a picture of, besides me line producing in California. That picture on the right is Dr. Duffy. I actually got asked to jump in and do a little dance part in the documentary, as we were kind of copying what went on in some of the hospitals when people were kind of doing all kinds of TikTok videos. So that's me on the right. And basically, I'm going to show you the trailer for this so you get an idea. And it's going to be coming out online, and it may be released otherwise. And I'll let you know and keep you posted on it. But let me play you the video and see if that can, you can get a feel for what this was like and what it is. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And
there. My name's Hawk Jensen, and
let's go back.
Hi there. My name's Hawk Jensen, and I'm the director of Follow the Science, Lockdowns Go Viral, which is the first installment of a multi-part documentary series. Episode 1 is on the effects of the COVID-19 lockdowns and mandates during 2020. Follow the Science champions resilience and aims to expose the truths around the government's invasive agenda. And this series aims to change the culture that surrounded lockdowns and mandates as we experienced them during 2020. In order to get episode 1, Lockdowns Go Viral, finalized and out into the world, we need your help with donations. You can learn more and donate at followthescienceseries.com. That's followthescienceseries.com. What happened during the COVID lockdowns was a complete disaster and ruined the lives of millions of Americans. The mainstream media and big tech outcasted anyone who was trying to speak up or dared question the government's true motives. In order to never let mandates and lockdowns happen ever again, donations like yours will go directly towards supporting Follow the Science, which means it will go directly towards exposing the corrupt media and government. The Follow the Science series relies on grassroots donations because Follow the Science is a series that Hollywood doesn't want you to see. Without your support, lockdowns and mandates will happen again. Please go to followthescienceseries.com and donate today. That's followthescienceseries.com and donate today. Thank you so very much. I hope you enjoy the show.
And that's a little bit of Follow the Science, and you may have noticed me dancing in there, Dr. Duffy. So that was a lot of fun. I didn't expect to act in it. Kind of brought me back to my roots as an actor. I got into this entertainment industry many years ago as an actor before I moved into what I do today. But that's a little bit of it. Let me take you a little further to what else is next. So the other thing that I also did is this thing coming up here. It's called Hollywood Post 43 Last Stand, and that is the poster for the short film. Those are all the festivals that Hollywood Post 43's Last Stand director John Mendoza did, and this was filmed and is based on a story that he created, a fictional story, of course, about the zombies attacking Hollywood Post 43's post, and that's the American Legion in Hollywood. I'm a member there as a son of the Legion. And so we filmed it there. And so it's, been in film festivals all over the country and now going all over the world. On Thursday, September 21st, it will be in the Burbank Film Festival, International Film Festival. And you can go to their website to check it out. I'll be attending it. Here's a little picture of, once again, me acting again. And that's me in the middle. And I'm going to play a little bit of a video here of the trailer from Hollywood Post 43's Last Stand. And let me see if I can get this up for you, and I believe I will. Here we go. And check out the trailer for Hollywood Post 43's Last Stand.
Ladies, they've overtaken the entire city. We're all that's left.
What about our members?
The veterans. They had epic plans.
And we're going to go back and watch it from the beginning, as we should.
Ladies, they've overtaken the entire city. We're all that's left.
What about our members?
The veterans. They had epic plans.
They made it worse. Let's get these zombie bastards!
Open the door.
All right. It's a fun little comedy about the zombies attacking American Legion Post 43 in Hollywood, and all the veterans kind of trying to fight back or argue with each other as the zombies, as you can see in that scene, take me down. So that's a little bit of a fun thing that I was involved in as well. So what else? This show is going to be short because I got more coming up. I just kind of want to give everybody a little bit of update on what's going on, what I'm doing. So hopefully you get a chance to watch it or watch it on replay if you haven't a chance to watch it today. I got a couple of future shows. I got a lot of shows coming up. But next Sunday, I have a dear friend coming on, and I'm going to put that up for you. And this is Danny Torres, who's an entrepreneur and author, a business acquisition expert, a cancer survivor. That's him, I believe, over in Thailand with a rather large animal on top of his shoulders. Danny's an amazing guy, a great brother. I met him. He's from New Jersey. He was the head of one of the biggest motorcycle gangs in New Jersey, and he went from that to who he is today. And it's a great story. And he's made an amazing transformation on his life to become a great leader in just so many different ways. So I hope you join us next Sunday and check out the Live Courageously podcast show number 44 with once again with Danny Torres. And you're going to hear some amazing stories, and he's a dear friend of mine. So that'll be next week. And then the week after, another great show, August 20th, Sunday at 2 p.m. is guest Chief Lester Bailey. He's a social media director for Dirt Merchants Universe, which is a film music company that I'm involved in. I've helped line produce, and I'll be line producing one of their upcoming movies, The Saintly. They also put on motivational stuff. I've spoke at some of their mentorship programs for young people at USC. Chief Lester Bailey is also the Vice President of Empowerment, and he was a former Chicago police officer for many, many, many years, and has some amazing stories of that experience of surviving the streets of Chicago. So I'm looking forward to both those shows coming up on the podcast. And then just to kind of go back for people who may come in at the end, is you can go listen to the podcast now on Spotify. You can listen to them on Audible, besides watching them on Facebook or YouTube and LinkedIn. And you can also go to my Substack newsletter that comes out every week, Live Courageously, and check out all that. I'm just going to throw up a great motivational poster that I came across. I was putting the show together, and that's you are not the darkness you endured. You're the light that refused to surrender. And I just love this quote when I saw it today. And, you know, so many of my guests are about this because they've been through the darkness. Some of them been in the darkness for a long time, and they endured it, came out of it, and they became the light that refused to surrender. And they became the light that inspires and lifts other people up, and they're very courageous people. So that's who is on my show. That is what I'm about. That's my mission. That's my purpose. And so once again, I appreciate everybody who watches the show, everybody who checks out my Substack newsletter, everybody I get a chance to work with in films and other things. And I just hope you stay with me, go on the journey with me. And I hope we get a chance to work together on projects going forward of all different types. So thank you so much. If you want to reach me, these are just some ways to reach me: my email, my YouTube channel, Live Courageously, my Facebook page, my Instagram page. And like I said, you can also find me now on Spotify. You can find me on Audible, and you can find me on Substack and we'll continue to grow this and continue to reach more people as we go. So once again, my message is live courageously, faith over fear. And whatever you do, I encourage you to live a courageous life and step up and create the best chapters of your life going forward. So thank you, everybody who's been watching me. Thank you, everybody who's been in my life. I appreciate it. Got a lot more to do, couple of other projects that I did not mention that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks that are a little bit, one's confidential and the other one is just another cool project. So I'll be sharing what I can about those in the future, and just ask you to keep coming back, keep checking out my program on Sunday, Live Courageously. And if I can do anything to support you, let me know, reach out to me, and may you make your life a masterpiece. And two, once again, I'm going to grab some comments and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, let me just throw up some comments before we go. Once again, this is from Rico. Thank you very much, Rico. This is from Lester. Love this. Hey, that sounds good. I can't wait to have you on the show, Lester. They're going to love you. You got some amazing stories and you're doing such great stuff. So honored to know you, brother. And that will be coming up in 2 weeks with Lester. So anyway, everybody, thank you for joining us. Stay in touch. You can reach out to me, my email, and send me a thing. If you want to be on the show or you have people to be on the show, reach out, send me their name, send me their contact information. Right now, I have an amazing list of probably another 50 plus people that I know personally that I want to have on the show, and it keeps growing. And so I'm not going to run out of people, but the more the better. And I want to share stories that are about people who are making a difference in the world, who are living courageously. So until I see you next Sunday at 2 p.m., may you make your life a masterpiece and live courageously. Have a great weekend.